What's poppin'? I'm Soda Poppy. First of all, who the fuck is Soda? Me. That would be me, actually. However, this video is about Sea Soda, the character. My self-insert, art Soda, mascot, whatever. I don't know at this point. From this point forward, I'll be talking about character Soda, just by the way. So, Soda. My sweet, sweet Soda, my favorite character to inflict pain on. Am I coping? Maybe. But that's not something I'm gonna get into in a YouTube video. Anyway, Soda. They started out very different in the beginning. You remember Cyrus, right? You do remember the Piss SMP, right? Because you were there. Right, so Cyrus was actually the first version of Soda before the split-dyed hair became my brand. And before that, he was supposed to be my character for a super secret project that never got past planning. It's called Overlord. I still barely remember what kind of lore we came up with. I might have to dig through this Discord server. Anyway, so this is Mel. I created her to take Cyrus's place in Overlord. Mel and Cyrus and Soda are all technically the same person, just by the way. They're just different reincarnations. Mel is the first life after being cast down from their position as Nether Overlord. Overlords are kind of inspired by archangels that are supposed to look after their respective realms. They're only supposed to observe and maintain balance. Mel, however, didn't do their job right. She interfered with mortal affairs and even befriended them. This was very looked down upon, especially since they would actively seek out mortals in other realms that wasn't their own. So, the gods punished them for disobeying. This is Mel on day one, essentially, waking up in a floating lake with the shadow of their wings in the water. She was found by Doc and taken in without hesitation. While Mel's memories of being an overlord were gone, Doc remembers her perfectly, as they were one of the mortals that they enjoyed seeing the most. One day, Mel found a dragon egg in an empty castle. Since there was no one to take care of it, Mel took it upon herself to do so. She named her Kiri, and Doc also became her other parent. Since we don't have much lore for this, that's pretty much all I have, but it was enough for part of the animatic. It's not really that important anyway, but I still wanted Overlord to exist in Soda's canon somehow, since we were so excited for that project and just never got around to it since we were so young. But moving on. For those who didn't experience Piss SMP firsthand, here's a basic rundown of it. The server was started by my brother, and initially we weren't going to do lore until he forced it upon everyone and kicked off the story. Cyrus was banished by Father Piss, which was the character my brother played, and he ended up hiding in a bunker by Doc's base, which is what this is, where he stayed for the majority of his time, until one unfortunate trip to the Nether ended up with his last life being taken, only coming back as Ghostress. Ghostress is very inspired by Ghostbur, if you couldn't tell. So he had memory loss and was very cheery and sweet in the beginning. The first person to find Ghostress, funnily enough, was Father Piss. He was tricked into finding his old bunker before raiding it. Ghostress was then just left on his own, so he made a house, got a bunch of pets, started a taco truck. There's way more to Piss SMP than that, but that's what I was able to fit into the animatic at the time. Soda SMP was even shorter lived for some reason. I never streamed or recorded most of it, so it basically just lives in my head rent-free. So the animatic starts out post-reset, where Soda finds Toby, spelled T-O-B-E-E, because it's funny. Fun fact, the way it happens in the animatic is exactly how it happened in-game. Anyway, this shot is a reference to a drawing I made a long time ago that I keep coming back to redraw. And if you couldn't tell by now, Rises the Moon is actually the song that Soda sings to their kids in every incarnation of themselves. Now if you were wondering, what the hell is the reset? Well, here's your explanation. Soda SMP's story is a little complicated. It starts out with just me and my closest friends. I made up some lore. Soda had an Enderman husband named Sebastian, 2 kids named Danny and Sambu. Long story short, I tried to update the server, and it got rid of Spawn entirely. Danny had been in Spawn inside of Alex's house, so he kind of disappeared too. And as of writing this script, I still haven't come up with a story for the reset because I don't really like the idea of the server actually being a server to the characters, if that makes sense. So I'll come up with something eventually. But for now, since Spawn was destroyed and the server was reset, no one remembered anything pre-reset, except for Doc and Soda, for lore reasons. Soda frequently has dreams about everyone pre-reset, and this is what that is. Now, I still haven't decided why this happens yet, since our original, cult idea was scrapped. But Toby does die, unfortunately, which destroys Soda, obviously. They tried so hard to keep him inside and out of danger, but in the end it didn't even matter. Then, it just leads into Soda's new life, freshly reincarnated to go through the same heartbreak they've been doomed to experience from the start. I haven't given this new version of them a name yet, but I'll get to that eventually. I originally made them for an SMP I was joining, but that didn't end up happening, so I just have their new design. So, yeah, I hope I explained that well enough. You could always check out my Instagram. I'm not, I'm not, like, posting about them frequently right now, but, if you want to, like, DM me, I'll just info dump if you want, like... I'm so passionate about Character Soda's timeline. God, this is like, how many years? Like 5 years in the making. Is it 5? No, it's like 4. 4. Yeah, like 4 years. Check out my Patreon. Okay. I'm being so for real right now. I've been working on a PIS SMP animatic that includes some animation, which is why it's taken me so fucking long. But if you want to see it, I have a bunch of my animated clips and some, like, stills in my Patreon. If you want to check that out, it's only $5. $5 a month. If you can't afford that, it's kind of embarrassing. /reference/ please, 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 please.